So several years back, I got this job at Wal-Mart. Yes, I worked at Wal-Mart about 6 months. I got the job as a loss prevention undercover security. Basically the guy that busts people stealing shit, right? Was not a horrible job. Definitely interesting. I had never done that type of work before. It was different. But for all the jobs available at Walmart, that's probably one of the better ones. Because Walmart sucks ass. But anyway, there's this one instance that I want to share with you guys. I think you guys might find it amusing. I was doing a graveyard shift. It was a 24-hour super Walmart, right? I was doing graveyard shift. And undercover security. I was the only one. You know, there's 2 in the day typically, and then there's 1 at night. You know, and I was one of the ones at night. You know, my shift started at 10 till like 7 a.m. Anyway, you know, I'm following some punks around who have like these razor blade cartridges that they're acting like they're going to steal, right? Those are very commonly stolen items. Actually, the most commonly stolen things are shaving cartridges, batteries, pregnancy tests, condoms. Those are the main ones. Occasionally electronics, but those are the commonly stolen because they were small and easy to conceal, and they're fucking expensive. All those things, you know, people don't like to pay for them. Can't say I blame them, but I needed a job. Well, anyway, I'm following these dudes around, and I'm like in sporting goods, and you know they're gonna steal this shit. You can tell. You kind of get a feel for what people do when they start meandering around and pretending like they're looking at shit, but they're actually looking to see if nobody's watching. Anyway, I got a call over the intercom. Code 6, the front door left. Code 6, front door left, which meant that somebody was making a break for it. Oh fuck! And you know that's exciting because that means somebody is like making a break for it, just walking out with shit and making it really obvious, right? So the problem was though is sporting goods on Caddy Corner, okay, and Walmart is I don't even know how big this motherfucking Walmart was. It was at least 100 yards wide, okay, you know, possibly bigger. I don't know. But what I do know is my ass had to run full speed all the way from the farthest end of Walmart to the opposite end. And what this dude did, I didn't know it at the time, but this is, you know, I watched the cameras and shit because we ended up prosecuting him. What he did was very ballsy, and he came inches from getting away. He walked into where they keep the bicycles and shit, kind of next to sporting goods. I didn't see him, but he pulled the fucking mountain bike, like the most expensive one, like the really expensive ones we had locked up. But he pulled like the most expensive one he could get, jumped on it, rode it through the store down to the liquor aisle. And in Phoenix, Walmart sells hard liquor openly. At least they did. He grabbed a couple bottles of something, some sort of whiskey or gin or whatever, a couple bottles of booze, and then on the bicycle made a break for the door. The dude was just gonna fucking boom, and it's actually a pretty clever idea because yeah, he can ride his bike faster than I can run typically, except that he was fat and he was drunk. He's a Native American dude. Not trying to be stereotypical, but yeah, in Phoenix, you find a lot of overweight, drunk Native Americans. Anyway, long story short is man, it was like WWF style, like professional wrestling style. I was running, I saw that dude, and I'm like cutting through like women's apparel, domestics, you know, fucking knocking shit over and shit. Because I hadn't like busted anybody for a while, and I knew it was gonna be my ass. They would have been like, "Were you fucking off?" You know. So it was like basically I felt like my jaw was on the line. So I put everything I had to it, even though I thought it was very funny that he did it. When I caught him at the door was already propped open. It was like some guy who was pushing carts in or something. So he had like a straight shot. He didn't have to wait for the door to open. Like he was gone. I fucking like gave him like this flying clothesline, like slow motion. Clothesline this dude off the bicycle, right? Boom! And this is like right in the little door space. Because, well, we have regulations about what we're allowed to do when they're outside of the store. But anyway, knocked him down. We both fell. the fucking bottles of booze, there's two, we had two of them, they're both glass, they broke. There's booze everywhere. I knocked this dude down, he's like twice my size, right? The guy was big. Like, you know, not big as in buff, but just fat and tall. You know, anyway. Knocked this dude off the bike. We're rolling around, because I'm trying to grab this guy and detain him. We're rolling around in the glass and shit. Fucking booze everywhere, all on me, all on him. Rolling around the glass, there's glass in both of our arms and shit. And I'm just like holding on to this guy, and this guy like has like superhuman strength, man. I'm holding on to him, and he like stands up, and he continues to run through the parking lot. He's got glass and shit all in his arms. He's running, and I'm holding on to this guy piggyback style. Like, if he really wanted to, he could have fucked me up, but he didn't. He's just trying to get away. Understand that. Eventually, I was able to get to his neck and, you know, basically put him in a sleeper hold. Another WWF move, but it wasn't quite a sleeper hold, but you know what I'm saying. Get him to the ground, and then a couple other employees came and helped me. But yeah, that was an interesting story. I eventually got fired from that Walmart, well, from any Walmart, because I got soft. Like, you would bust like at least once a week, if not more, like teenage girls, 13, 14-year-old girls, 15-year-old girls stealing pregnancy tests. And I always felt bad. It was like, at first I didn't. It was like, oh, fuck you, you stole from the wrong Walmart, you know. But because they're minors, we have to call their dad, and then Walmart has a policy to prosecute everybody. Okay, unless they're like a small child that like stole some bubble gum. Other than that, basically, the rule of thumb is if they're over the age of 10, we prosecute, or they prosecute. Honestly, we. But towards the end of my job, I started to like kind of get a little lax, and there's this one particular girl. Like, a lot of people would start crying. You don't even imagine how people would start crying. You'd bust school teachers, you'd bust, you know, professionals, old ladies, old men, you name it. People that like to steal regardless of their age or their profession. But you did bust a lot of very young teenage women stealing pregnancy tests, and this one was very pulled on my heartstrings, which is not necessarily always easy to do, especially when it comes to my money. But she did. And she started crying, and I said something like, well, you know, let this be a learning lesson to you. You know, maybe you should reconsider about what you're going to steal and who you're going to steal from. And she's like, that's not why I'm crying. This is why I believe her. She's like, that's not why I'm crying. I'm crying because when my dad finds out that I stole a pregnancy test, he's going to know that I've been having sex and that I'm probably pregnant, and he's going to beat me. I was just like, oh, fuck. Lay that shit on me, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you know, and like my supervisor wasn't working, the main boss was off, but I let the woman go, and the young woman go, took the shit from her and said, don't ever come back to Walmart ever again in your life, especially this one. And she was very grateful and left. But somebody, of course, narked on me. Somebody who didn't like me, and I wasn't very popular with the employees, because guess what? A lot of people that I bust are employees. A lot of employees steal shit. So, you know, I got enough people who worked there fired, where now everybody, this guy's an asshole, that was my good friend, you know. So, of course, when it came time to rat me out, somebody did, and so I got fired. Actually, before I got fired, I got written up, and I got demoted to overnight stalker, and I was the guy in aisle, pick one, 8 or 6 or 12, putting like ridiculously amounts of fucking Walmart bullshit up on the shelves at super light speed, and I just eventually resigned. That was their way of getting me to resign, so that I couldn't draw unemployment. But yeah, that's my Walmart story. Walmart employs millions of people. I don't recommend working there. It's a shitty company. They pay you as little as possible, and they work you pretty fucking hard, unless you're one of the retards that sit, you know, by the door and check receipts, which would be a shitty job anyway. Alright, have a good night, guys.